Facilities and Finance Committee meeting for August 8th, 2022. We'll call this meeting to order. We will do the pledge. So if everyone would like to join, it's over this way. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you. First up, invitation for public comment. Anyone care to address the committee this evening? Mary, did we have any email comments? Okay, moving on. Next item is for discussion, capital projects update.
Nope.
Nope.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm in the wrong place. I'm in the wrong agenda. I
That's
should
okay.
know that.
I'm going
Like-
to give you a chance to click on the right agenda, and I want to welcome Dr. Sanchez and Dr. Ellis Bowen to their first committee
Yes.
meeting. Welcome. We're very happy to have you here.
Thank you for interjecting that, Lisa. Yes, welcome to both of you. Yes, I was on the wrong tab here, so I apologize. Okay. Board policies for the second reading. We got some board policies here to discuss.
So again, we covered these board policies at our last P&P meeting in July. There were a few changes for our discussion at the July meeting. And then under your content, you can see, I think, those changes. So policy 330, policy 410, and then 6290. Those are the three that we had, I think, hopefully reflects the changes that we had, discussions about. And then 330, just deleting that whole second sentence, I think, and looking back at our policy before, that sentence wasn't in there. And I think that just really allows, really for that open door policy and reflects, I think, the discussions that we had in terms of chain of command. In policy 410, we included, and it's highlighted, the link to the school district budget form on the ISB website. So that was, you can see highlighted on page 1 that we talked about. And then in policy 6290 on homework, we took out the word and included or, so that really homework is used to reinforce and apply previous covered concepts, principles, or skills.
Okay.
And then these will go to the board meeting this month for a second reading and then adoption by the board.
Okay, so action will be taken at that point in time. Any other questions or comments? Okay, sounds good. We will see these on the board meeting later in the month. Next on the agenda is employment of employees. A list of folks here. Anything to highlight?
No, these positions, ESP positions, the coaching extracurricular positions, then will go to the board meeting in August.
Okay. Any questions or comments from anybody?
Have we been struggling to find applicants, or has the pool of applicants for positions been reasonably good?
So I think it depends on the position. I think we've done a pretty good job in a lot of our teaching positions that we, especially we started the process early with teaching and some of our openings that we had. And we're able to, I think, attract good candidates right out of college. We're also able to attract candidates from other school districts that want to come to District 128. And so we're able to fill a lot of those positions that we knew about either through staffing, resignations, retirements, pretty quickly. We then had some later resignations than normal due to, personal reasons. And however, even with those positions, posting them late, I think we were able to find some really good positions in Spanish and even special education, math. So we were able to fill those positions. Some of our struggles, though, honestly, in some of our aid positions, and so some of our support staff, in filling, those positions. Again, this year was a few more aides that we had openings in because of transition pathways. And so that influx of, having, I think 7 aides over at transition pathways, plus our normal resignations, between the buildings and some late resignations. But even then, in talking to colleagues, we're almost full. I think now we're down to, I think a couple aides at each building. We're better off than a lot of school districts. And I credit our department chairs and our building administration, just, I think reaching out to candidates that have applied. The other thing I've noticed is that we do get our colleagues, our people in the district are recommending people. And so that's really where we've gotten some of our candidates too. So knock on wood, we're doing pretty good for opening our school this week, compared to, I think, a lot of other schools.
That's the concern, is that there's a struggle to find personnel.
And we had new staff, actually our new certified staff started last Thursday with an orientation session. And then today we had all of our staff, so our support staff and our certified staff in. Today, we had a great opening day with them, a lot of excitement with, almost 50 new people between all 3 of our buildings. I got to remember 3 of our buildings with transition pathways, but a great opening day with them, a lot of excitement. And obviously tomorrow is all of our staff returning. So, but yeah, it was a good day with new staff.
Okay. Any other questions, comments? Okay, moving on, we got a couple educational tours. They're cross country, both boys and girls going to Peoria.
I have a quick question about that. They're going to a competition, correct? I mean, it's a big meet someplace.
Yeah, no, I can help with Yesenia, yeah.
Yes, they're going to Peoria for, I forget the name of it, but both teams are going.
I'm just wondering
So-
why this isn't handled through the athletic department and why they have to, like, if our football team was going someplace, would they have to do a
So
request for
our,
travel?
our procedures have been in the past that if they're spending the night,
The night.
overnight, that we.
So regardless of what the
cor-
team is, if it's
correct,
overnight, then
yes.
they have to.
Yes.
Okay.
The only ones that don't come through the educational tours then is, if they qualify for IHSA state, a lot of times they find out like 3 days before they're going. We don't bring those through on the educational tour request with the board, but any of the planned trips, whether it's overnight or spring break.
Well, I'm happy they're going.
Yeah. Any other questions, comments? Okay, moving on, for discussion, we got a joint annual conference as a topic. Is there anything we need to do?
Well, I know that when we talked, actually, it was just 2 weeks ago, we talked about how sometimes the pre-conference fill up. And that some people missed out on the opportunity, so we wanted to make sure if people knew which ones, we were gonna do some registering of people tomorrow. And they did send a new one that's on equity that I think will sell out very quickly. So Carol and I intend to do 1 round of registration tomorrow for anyone who's set and knows what they want to enroll in. And then if people want to add later, we'll of course accept that, but we think some of the good ones may be full. Oh,
Yeah, we need to do a better job talking into the mics, and the mics need to actually be close there on. Thank you for reminding
Thank you.
us. Yeah.
So this is for the school board convention, and there are pre-conference sessions, and we discussed people's possible attendance at those on the Friday. The regular sessions are Saturday and Sunday morning. But some of the best interaction you can have with other board members in the extended sessions are on that Friday. And so we resent the list to all of you, and knowing that they fill up quickly, we wanted to see if you had any questions about them or to talk between yourselves, and we would be prepared to enroll anyone who's ready tomorrow. And then if there's a second round later, we'll be happy to try and get space for that too.
Should we put this a bit later since we don't have all the board members here at the moment? Should we put it to the end? So Niall's not present today, but both Casey and Kara should be arriving before the end of the meeting. So
Yes.
do we want to circle back to this item before we adjourn?
I think that sounds good.
Yeah, just as a reminder, yeah.
And then procedurally, are we just sending our request to Carol, or do you want to?
I thought we would just go around and verbally just say, I'd like to do this one, and
So this is the last agenda item for P and P. So we'll just bring this up as a topic at F and F, correct?
okay,
We're moving quick.
yes, we are.
Anything else? Future agenda items? Anything we want to consider?
We wait just 1 minute. Carol will be here for, or Car, excuse me, will be here for the shortest PMP meeting ever.
I think we're still gonna wait for Casey to talk about the pre-conference
absolutely.
workshops, so.
This is exciting.
Were there any future agenda items for P and P?
Kara, we're letting you participate in the very tail end of the P and P, because we're almost done.
Anywhere.
Okay,
See.
so we'll circle back around on that topic, so, thank you. All right, well, hearing nothing, for future agenda items, we will adjourn the program and personnel and moving on to facilities and finance. We want to take a quick break or just move right on in?
I think we're ready to roll.
Yeah,
Long.
yeah.
All right,
All right.
rolling on. I'm going to stand in for Casey.
Sorry, we can't start until 6 o'clock.
Oh, you're right, you're right.
Oh, that's
So we
right.
have to
Thank
take a
you.
break.
Thank you, Dan.
That's right.
This has never happened.
I know.
Yeah,
This is a conundrum.
Well, in that case, I do.
it'll just give Casey a few more minutes to get here. In fact, she-
Facilities and Finance Committee meeting. Reviewing the agenda from our previous committee meeting, we will be moving item 6 for discussion, the 2022 Joint Annual Conference to this agenda. We have already said the Pledge of Allegiance, and the first item on the agenda is an invitation for public comment. Would anybody like to address the board? Going once? Seeing none, we'll move on to our next item for discussion. We have a capital projects update.
Yes, thank you. We'll start with Vernon Hills Library windows. So all the windows have been installed, the upper section of windows at the library. Presently, the contractor is working on a sealant on the inside of the library. And obviously today with the rain, they couldn't work outside. So we're expected to finish the interior on Wednesday. And they will continue on the exterior. After Wednesday, they will be working after school hours and on weekends until they complete it. So the next project is the auditorium wall repair at Vernon Hills. So the flight tower EFIS, which is the exterior insulation finish system, all those repairs are completed. It looks beautiful. So that one is totally done and they're moved off site.
Mark, if you were looking at the building from the outside to see where that was, where would you be standing?
Right above the library, the big tall tower.
Okay.
Yeah. The Vernon Hills roofing repairs, all the new roofing material has been installed. So we're watertight on all the areas that we had designated for replacement. So the contractor is now doing the remainder of all the metal flashing, counter flashings, installing all that. So they've broken down the area at the front entrance so we can use the entrance. So they're able to access just off a ladder to get up onto the roof to complete the work. So we're expecting they'll be totally completed by Saturday the 20th for sure. The Vernon Hills masonry repairs over those 3 entrances where we found the structural issues last summer. Those are the exterior is completed. They are doing some minor repairs at the ceiling in the staircases, and that will be done on Wednesday. It'll be totally finished. So they've been working on that today and tomorrow.
Those are on the east side of the building.
It was on the bus lane side on the north, then the east entrance. That's the first one we discovered was the east entrance. And then the south entrance off its emergency exit out of science wing,
Okay.
second floor. So we did those 3 entrances and structurally all sound and everything, and it's put together like it should be. So
Great.
Then we moved to Libertyville High School with the FAX remodel. Construction is behind on that. All the appliances have been delivered. Those are on site. There's been delays in the cabinetry work. But the contractor updated his schedule and got it to me this afternoon. So all the trades will be working overtime and Saturdays to try to achieve completion of the project on Monday, August 22nd. So I've let them know, we have open house on the 25th, so 22nd, we need time to get those rooms and everything set up and so we can move forward. So the administration is utilizing other spaces in the building for temporary classrooms space until the project's completed. Then our last project is a transitions pathway build out. All the interior framing is completed over there at the rental space. And the trades are working to finalize their rough-ins in the walls. So you can do their final inspection for rough-in. And then we're scheduled to start drywall beginning of next week. So things are are moving there, but we're still looking at completion date in early October. So that date hasn't changed at this time. We haven't been able to make up some time yet.
But I have a quick question on that new facility. Will we have some kind of a ribbon cutting, open house kind of thing where we can come see that and maybe have the public see that?
Yes, I've been working with Kelly Hartwig on discussing the pub. We are doing one, but discussing how that would look. So
Okay.
stay tuned.
I think it'd be
Our
great.
guests still can't hear us.
Yes. I am working with Kelly Hartwig on organizing the open house.
That completes my report. If anybody has any questions, here to answer any.
Anybody have any questions? Okay. Moving on, the monthly financial reports, were provided to us. They're lengthy, very good reading. I think the third one was 100 pages.
No, they're a lot short. Well, if you click on the link, but they're a lot shorter than they used to be. But I will say the one thing I would say, this is the first month, so the May reports is what you'll see. That's the first month of the change in accounting of deferring the spring property taxes. So you'll see the cash goes up, but the revenue does not. So that's due to our changing nature. So it'll look weird this spring, but after that, it'll look normal going forward.
Okay. Did anybody have any questions about the monthly financial reports that were in the packets? Okay, well, I think we are going to then talk about the pre-conference workshops on Friday. If everybody doesn't mind, maybe we'll just start and go around, either start at one end and then you can share if you're planning on attending, and if so, which workshops you would like to attend. Okay, who wants to start?
I'm happy to start.
Thank you.
Friday, morning, I was thinking of doing, Making Meetings Matter. And then the afternoon, Partnership is the New Leadership. That one is already closed for the morning session. So, however we want to record those, I would want that to go in,
Recording
tomorrow morning. And then as an alternative.
I'm typing in two for the minutes, so sorry.
For alternatively, either get ready to govern or the equity session. So if there's a problem with something being closed, I can do either of those.
Thank you.
Thank you. Cara, you want to?
I am not going to be at the pre-conference and I have not looked for Saturday. I will only be there for Saturday.
I don't think the
Saturday hasn't been released
agenda-
yet.
Yeah, so
But you'll
I'm
be
not going to
attending
be
on
there for the
Saturday.
pre-conference.
So will you just be coming down for the day on Saturday? So you won't require a hotel room?
Right now, that's my plan.
Okay, great.
If it changes, I'll let Carol know.
Perfect. Okay.
I'm to be decided on that half day PM session on Friday, just depending on scheduling, but, as of right now, the re-examining the board's role in community engagement sounds interesting to me, so. I don't know when I'll be able to commit, but as soon as I know, I'll let Carol know.
I won't be scheduling any of these, at least not at this time. I also have to check them. We're trying to plan a thing with my other
Your
district
district,
on that Friday.
your paid gig,
I did it.
very understandable. And I won't be attending on Friday either. I'm not gonna be able to make it that day, but I will be there also on Saturday,
I'll be there on Friday.
attending the
Necessarily
workshops.
It sounds like we'll have the highest attendance on Saturday with the board, like Carol and I, to try and plan an early dinner or something in conjunction that could be social for the team to get together.
I would like that.
Sure, that'd be great.
I think it's a great opportunity for us.
I know, I think the three of us went to one of the architects
Yeah.
had an open house and dinner
Saturday evening.
that Saturday evening. So depending on what's scheduled, I'll share that with the board and then see if that could be some time we have some nice time together.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it's always a great opportunity. Okay, moving on, do we have any future agenda items for F and F?
Not for committee, but for the general, we're still. Talking
For the
about
special.
Right.
Yeah. We have a
I talked to
special
Dan
meeting.
about that. Oh, no, not for the special meeting, for the general meeting.
Oh, for the monthly, for the board meeting, okay.
Because everything was very busy, we didn't hear about what happened with Verigy. Oh, there we go. We had not heard from what's going on with Verigy, but we're gonna hear that at the general meeting. Verigy is the group that came in and did an energy audit. So we'll hear what happened there.
Great.
Well, I just want to comment on that. Next, we'll be going to our special meeting, which has many, many, many documents that were prepared to be ready for the board to consider. So I appreciate your flexibility and having a lighter than normal F and P because the administrative team spent so much time getting everything ready for the special board meeting this evening.
Anybody have any other future agenda items or anything they want to discuss before we adjourn F and F?
I don't know if this would be a future agenda item, but might there be any value in having someone from the foundation come and potentially give some kind of presentation or promotion for the big event? I know the dates.
I
Well-
think, yeah, I think that's a fantastic idea. We have a meeting coming up and we can bring it up at the meeting to see if there's someone who would like to come and join us and do that. If not, Mary and Denise and I all attend the foundation meetings, and I think bringing that up at the board meeting would be a great idea as a way to promote the big event in November.
I already purchased my tickets. I'm very excited to attend.
Good, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's really fun. It'll be your first one?
My first.
Yeah.
Did I attend last year? Did I attend virtually? I can't remember. It's a blur, frankly, but yeah, I'm
All those
excited to attend
virtual
in person.
things tend to blur together.
So true.
Okay, well, if we have nothing further, then I will call the F and F committee meeting adjourned at 6:12. We will resume for our scheduled special meeting at 6:30.
Wow.
6:30, so we're gonna call the special meeting for tonight to order. I'll quickly review the agenda. We've already said the pledge had, oh, we need to do roll call. My apologies. We do need to do roll call. And then we will review the agenda. So Carol, when you're ready.
Jim Batson,
Here.
Kara Benjamin.
Here.
Don Carmichael.
Here.
Kara Drumkey. Here. Lisa Hessel.
Here.
Sonal Kulkarni. Casey Rooney.
Okay, we note Sonal and Casey absent. We do have items for action and we do have a quorum. Because we do have 5 voting members. So now we'll review the agenda. We will discuss and approve the teacher union contract, which will be effective as of July 1st, 2022 and go through June 30th of 2025. We will also discuss the memorandum of agreement and vote on the driver's education overload pay for the 2022-2023 school year. We will discuss and vote on the administrative contracts and amendments for 2022-2023. We will discuss and vote on the educational support personnel, the ESP salary and benefits for 2022-2023. And we will adopt the fiscal year 2023 budget. So without further ado, let's start off at the beginning with the teacher union contract.
Public.
Oh, my apologies. Yes, public comment. Thank you. Do we have anybody wishing to speak for public comment? Going once? Do we have any emailed public comments? Okay, moving right along. Thank you for the reminder. And now we will discuss the teacher union contract.
So I know we had quite a bit of in-depth conversation about the agreement at our closed session. And so we are happy to say that the teachers ratified the contract. And then what you see before you is the ratified version. We also shared the highlights in terms of the salary, the benefits, and some of the new language changes that are included in the contract. So we're prepared to answer any additional questions you have, or if there's any comments you'd like to make on the agreement and how you see it impacting our district over the next 3 years.
Do we have any idea how well received? I mean, obviously they passed, they ratified it, but do we know? If
I
it
did
was
not receive-
overwhelmingly
Right,
or
I did
close
not
vote?
receive the exact vote count. I think both Lisa and I heard from Cameron Sweeney, the IFT person, and that was early in the afternoon. So I think just from that, it was an early indication that it had passed. So I was taking that again, not with numbers, but just with timing,
right.
that it was an early approval.
Good.
And thank you for all your work. You know what time commitment that was. I'm glad we could.
Speaking of.
Thank you for the entire negotiating committee, because I know how long and how many hours that took. And appreciate the stability for at least the next 3 years.
I was very glad to see that there is a provision in the contract which is going to require monthly meetings between the administration and members of the association. I think that that is a tremendous benefit because it provides an opportunity for people to just talk problems out as opposed to late in the game knee-jerk reactions or I think this is a really good positive step forward. So I was happy to see that.
I also wanted to add that I am very appreciative of our collective bargaining team. Both Jim and Casey really spent hours and hours and hours of extra time. We've been working on this contract alongside our union partners since October. And for the district administrative team, I'm just really grateful. Everybody played a part and was a very important part of the puzzle. And I'm really grateful for everybody's efforts to bring this contract to fruition. I will also note that there will be people who say that for me, our goal was always to reward teachers with more pay, more benefits, keep students first, and be fiscally responsible for the district. This contract does represent all of those things. There will be people who say it's too generous. There will be people who say it is not generous enough. This is, I think, a really important example of the administration and the board having to balance competing priorities. And this contract represents that. So if we don't have any further comment, I'd like to ask for a motion to approve the teacher's contract.
Move to approve the agreement between the Board of Education, Community High School District 128, Lake County, Illinois, the Libertyville High School, Vernon Hills High School, Federation of Teachers, Local 504, IFT, AFT, AFL-CIO for July 1st, 2022 through June 30th, 2025.
Second.
Great. Any further discussion? Okay, roll call, please.
Jim or Batson,
Aye.
Benjamin,
Aye.
Carmichael,
Aye.
Drumkey.
Aye.
Hessel.
Aye. Great. Okay, moving on to item B, memorandum of agreement, the driver's education overload pay for the 2022-2023 school year.
And again, I know we reviewed this in closed session, but this again is an MOU that resulted from contract negotiations. It just is a one-year portion of it, so we felt it was better captured in an MOU rather than language in the entire contract.
Okay, can I have a motion to approve the memorandum of agreement?
So moved.
Second.
Great, any discussion?
Do we need to be saying Batson so moved, Carmichael
That
second?
helps.
Thank you for
And-
the, thank you for the
And
reminder.
just to probably. be
Old
Good
habits.
practice to read the whole motion.
Yes, that is, I think it's listed there under recommended action. If you click on the item and then go to the right. Right above the public comment section, you'll see the recommended action. So do you mind, Jim, restating your motion with reading the whole thing?
Oh, here, never mind. Okay, motion, I move to approve the memorandum of agreement with driver's education overload pay for 2022-2023 school year between the Board of Education, Community High School District 128, Lake County, Illinois, and Libertyville High School / Vernon Hills High School, Federation of Teachers, Local Number 504, IFT, AFT, AFL-CIO.
Carmichael second.
Great, any discussion? Okay, roll call, please.
Benjamin.
Aye.
Carmichael,
Aye.
Drumkey,
Aye.
Hessel,
Aye.
Batson.
Motion passes. Item C, the administrative contracts and amendments for 2022-2023.
And again, you see that the agreement that we reached with the teachers when carried through to the administrators impacts some of the administrative groups slightly differently. That's why almost every person required either a contract amendment or a new contract. So thank you to Bryant and Dan for doing that work. And
It's only about 60 of them, right?
54, I think. So yes, again, some of the same benefits that we made available to our certificated staff will be made available to our administrative staff.
And I think it's worth noting that there is a lower salary recommendation than the one that was just approved for the teacher's contract. For year one.
Yes.
Okay. May I have a motion to approve the administrative contracts and amendments, which includes the salary and benefits for 2022-2023.
Benjamin, I move to approve the administrative staff annual contract renewals, the administrative new annual contracts, the administrative staff contracts, and the administrative staff contract amendments as presented.
Second.
Say your name.
Drumkey second.
Oh, she's scooching over.
I thought you said pass. I was not trying to jump in. It's very hard.
Nicely done, member Drumkey. Do we have any discussion about the motion? Okay, seeing none, roll call, please.
Carmichael,
Aye.
Drumkey. Aye. Hessel,
Aye.
Batson.
Aye.
Carmichael.
Didn't I already say aye?
Oh, I'm sorry. I started with you.
Okay, so we note
It's
the
like
motion.
Chicago, like,
I didn't,
twice.
I didn't,
Didn't I say that? Oh, I missed
Nope.
Benjamin.
Mhm.
I'm sorry.
That's
I
okay.
skipped him. Okay, Benjamin,
aye, thank you.
thank you.
Okay, we note everybody present has voted in the affirmative. The motion passes. Moving on to the ESP salary and benefits for 2022-2023.
That's and I move to approve the educational support personnel salary and benefits for the 2022-23 school year as presented.
Hessel, second. Any discussion? Okay, seeing none, roll call, please.
Drumkey. Aye. Hessel,
Aye.
Batson,
Aye.
Benjamin,
Aye.
Carmichael.
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay, we will move on to the adoption of the fiscal year 2023 budget. Turn it over to you, Dan.
Sure. So we had. This was really the reason why we delayed the approval is because of the contract. So some final tweaks there. I gave you the board of written report and we've got the ISB report there for your approval. This might be the earliest we've adopted, but golly, we meant to adopt it in July. So that would have been the earliest even then. We'll be earlier, hopefully next year, now that we have a multi-year contract in place. And so we know what those numbers will be. It is a deficit budget, about 1.9 million, which is not a good thing. However, we knew this was going to happen and we believe it's going to be a one-year thing. So I don't believe this will affect our long-term sustainability as a district financially. But it is a deficit this year. So once we get through this year, I think we'll be back in good shape, depending what happens between now and everything else. So I think we're in good shape with it. Very collaborative process, a lot of people involved at many levels. And yeah, I think it's a good budget. It's on the state's updated form. Pending approval, if approved tonight, just remember each board member, not just the officers, every single board member needs to sign the cover page for the budget. So just please do not leave until you do that.
Noted. Do we have any questions about the budget? I will note that although we are voting on this tonight and there were parts including compensation numbers that were not available because the contract had not yet been approved, we have been discussing this for months. So if it seems like there's not a whole lot of questions or discussions, it is because we have been questioning and discussing. I believe the first time we talked about it was in March. Is that possible?
I mean, we had projections back in probably February, March, but with real numbers attached, I would say end of June is really June 20th, I think was when we had a meeting. And so that's been like, since then, pretty much every meeting, there's been some type of update or you've been updated along the way.
Okay, so before we ask for a motion to approve this, I'd like to offer one more time, any discussion items of note anybody would like to bring up? Okay, hearing none, can we please have a motion to approve the adoption of the fiscal year 2023 budget as presented?
Batson, I move to approve the adoption of the FY23 budget as presented.
Second.
Carmichael.
Any further discussion?
Carmichael, second.
I'm not saying another word.
Any further discussion? Okay, seeing none, roll call, please.
Hessel,
Aye.
Batson.
Aye.
Benjamin.
Aye.
Carmichael.
Aye.
Drumkey.
Aye. And the motion passes. So at 6:45, may I please ask for a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Move to adjourn. Carmichael.
Drumkey, second.
Great, roll call, please.
Batson.
Aye.
Benjamin.
Aye.
Carmichael.
Aye.
Drumkey.
Aye.
Hessel.
Aye. We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
What just happened?